The UCC or Union Customs Code is gaining visibility. Although the what is widely communicated, it is the impact on companies that is both the far most interesting and least understood part of this new legislation, which is quite problematic as companies risk going out of business from one day to the next if they fail to adapt. And of course, there is a deadline. First, in short, what is the UCC and why was it introduced? Over the last decades, new countries joined the EU, international trade increased at global level, and technology advanced at enormous speeds. This created the need for adjusted safety and security regulations and a closer collaboration between all member states to adapt to these changes. This is where the UCC came into the picture in May 2016. It defines a legal framework to modernize and harmonize customs rules and procedures in the EU customs territory. The focus of this legislation was to decrease complexity and compliance costs for companies and to implement a unified way across the EU for handling customs procedures and processing electronic data. One key thing to understand is that the UCC isn't a guideline for the member states which all the national administrations can give their own interpretation to. Instead, it is a regulation, meaning that it became legally binding across Europe from the moment it entered into force. So how will this impact trade? We will show you this with two concepts: customs technical changes and a completely new IT landscape. When comparing the previous legislation with the UCC at a technical level, changes of definitions, timings, conditions, and decisions do exist, but these are rather limited. The real challenge for companies will be in adjusting to the new paperless IT environment for customs and trade, as the customs facilities that heavily rely on paper are disappearing. It forces companies to digitalize and integrate the new way of working. This will be a multilateral exercise, starting with the European systems which need to be created or adjusted, a task that the European Commission will take care of. And although some of these systems are centrally operated by the Commission and can be used by different member states, others aren't. Take for example Belgium. The national administration will have to design or adjust their own systems in such a way that they can handle all the changes on time. No less than 35,000 Belgian companies on their turn will need to be ready to work with these new systems once they enter into operation, or they risk that their logistics processes are coming to a stop. And keep in mind, Europe at this moment has not one but 28 member states, all with their own national systems and often with their own way of implementation. Now take a large company, active in multiple European countries with a large variety of own IT systems doing international trade. It quickly becomes clear how much they will struggle to keep up with all the different timings of all the different changes that in each country will have to be implemented for all their systems. The moments in which a transition is needed are countless. Mapping all these changes is the easy part. Changing your company, that's the hard part. Imagine the effort that will have to go into managing all transitions for procedures, people, and IT all simultaneously. Do small companies only active in one European country with not too complicated IT structure and doing international trade have an advantage? Needless to say is that a lot of them will struggle to do the necessary investment to be able to keep transporting their goods across the borders of the EU. Not too sure what to do now? Let us know and we will help you map the implications it will have for your company. If you want further information on how we can help, watch one of our other videos that are available or just contact us.